Hello, everyone, and welcome to Technogate presents Hunter Academy. Tonight, we will be running through an alpha test of my intro module to Hunter Academy missions, a set of modules that I hope to start running at gaming conventions pretty soon. So, the year is 2015. At some point in the past 15 years, you became imbued with the power to fight the supernaturals that prey on humanity. Sometime after that, you were found by the Hunter Academy, an organization founded by Redmond Thatcher to find, train, and coordinate hunters throughout the world. After you decided to join, you were trained at the Academy and given a choice. Either you could join the fight here, or go back out into the world and become a watcher, an observer who would be on the front lines of finding and gathering information about the supernatural wherever the Academy told you to look. You chose to become a watcher and have been stationed somewhere out there ever since. Just recently, the Hunter Academy announced the sad news that its founder, Redmond Thatcher, had been killed in an encounter that currently remains classified. This news, along with a general uptick in violent supernatural activity, has led to a large number of watchers requesting a return to the Academy headquarters in order to be redeployed as field agents. The hunters who go out into the world and bring the fight to the creatures who prey on humanity. You are one of those hunters who requested to return, and to your surprise, your request was approved. Currently, you have just gotten your luggage at the baggage claim at the airport in Madison, Wisconsin. So, uh, that's all I had written. A nice older man comes up to each of you and he says, I believe you're here for the Hunter Academy. Uh, Frozen Fallout. What is your name and what do you look like?
I am Tom Masters. I am a um 6'2", short black hair with grungy jeans on and like a t-shirt, like just a white plain t-shirt that probably even has like a little bit of like dirt like stains kind of on it. Never got bleached kind of thing.
Okay, Tom Masters. Fincross. Who are you and what do you look like?
He's 6 foot tall, real skinny, lanky. Um, my name is Frankie Bellamy, and I guess that's all you asked for.
Yeah, I suppose so. Jesse's Meowth. Who are you and what do you look like?
Uh, I am Cecilia Justice. I'm currently rocking a gray pinstripe business suit with designer glasses, hair up in a bun. They're dreadlocks with a streak of silver on a couple strands. Uh, 5'9", I believe. You only want the appearance correct.
All right. And Jenna, who are you and what do you look like?
Okay, so my name is Allie Stryker. Both are spelled with a Y, in case anyone wants to know. You don't feel that that's her real last name. And she is dressed up in basically Gretchen Fury's same outfit, only she like ultra 90s it. So she has like the Ray-Ban like sunglasses and she has long brown hair and she's like pretty short. She's like 5'4". And you see that like she's just like very influenced in fashion by the late 90s, early 2000s kind of like she might have come out of like the Knight Rider set or something, for lack of a better term. She's like in the airport in like a duster and stuff like that. So she's a bit odd.
Cool. All right. So Gus Johnson will explain to you. Well, guys, I'm your handler. Any questions you have, come to me. But first, we're going to get on this shuttle bus here, and we're going to head over to the academy. And you guys get on the shuttle bus. It's about a half-hour drive over to the southwest side of Madison in Verona, where the campus of Edge Systems exists. It is, as you guys would know, a data storage company that is the front for the Hunter Academy, where you guys trained at some point in the past. You guys get kind of ushered into a room, and you meet Dominique, the head of human resources and morale officer. So, welcome back, guys. This is just kind of an icebreaker session to get you guys ready to go for your reorientation here. So I was hoping we could go around the room and let everybody else know where you're originally from, what kind of job you did before you became a hunter, and where you've been stationed since. So we'll start with Allie. Where are you originally from?
Sorry, I was writing my answers down. Okay, so she will like with her duster when she sits down, she will do like a flourish with it, to kind of like tuck it in underneath her like a matador kind of cape. And she'll sit down and she'll like cross her arms and like her one leg, and she'll just be like very stoic and kind of see now that she has like a plastic like weave choker necklace from like probably from Claire's or something. And she'll be like, what is home? I've always been a wanderer, doing important work, investigating insurance claims and finding mysteries. And and then she'll just kind of like still is wearing her sunglasses inside. And she goes, but recently they had me in Pittsboro, North Carolina.
Okay. Just for everybody that's playing, if you could write that down in the notes section.
Yeah.
So as we move forward through the modules, I'm thinking that if you're relatively close to, like if a module takes you relatively close to a city you're either from or you were stationed in, you'll get some bonuses for knowing stuff about local culture and stuff. All right, Cecilia, where are you originally from? And what were you before you became imbued? And then where were you stationed since?
Okay. Greetings. My name is Cecilia Justice. I'm originally from Louisiana, Baton Rouge, to be more clear. I was imbued during my Marine training when I was stationed I decided to join the Marines in order to get through college, and now I work as a lawyer in New York City.
So you got your law degree before you were imbued?
After.
Okay. All right, so this is definitely one of those things where I have to write something down. So I didn't think about people going back to school after being a hunter.
I had to be difficult. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you didn't know. It's I'm still working out the specifics of all of this. Uh Anyway, Frankie, where were you originally from? What did you do? And where have you been stationed since?
Frankie's originally from Austin, Texas. He ran the phones for a family-owned print shop. After the abuing and subsequent training, he eventually ended up and most recently was the assistant to the CFO of a company that exists in Salt Lake City.
Cool. All right. And Tom Masters, first make sure that you're unmuted and then let us know uh, where you lived before, what you did, and where you've been stationed since.
So before Tom's master's is like, okay, well, you want to know where these guns come from? Because he's got these big giant arms. He like kisses both the big huge muscles that he creates. He's like, well, these things were grown right up in Pittsville, Wisconsin. It's been a great time. I've been doing a lot of construction work throughout the history, and I was in Pittsburgh, uh, Pennsylvania, and that's where I've been stationed since then, and doing odds and ends, keeping my way going. But hope we get some cool things to do here now. I'm all looking for adventure.
All right. Well, that's great. We've put you all in a group. We've got about 3 or 4 other groups coming back this week. Um, and here's your schedule. And let me just do this. Did that work?
Yes, it did for me. I see schedule for orientation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we've got 4 days, and you're going to meet with everybody that's in charge of the academy. And it's going to wrap up on day 4 with a nighttime security patrol.
Well, this seems great. So, what time is it? I don't have a watch on me. Wait, I have a phone, don't I?
It's evening. It's evening. So you guys can go to the cafeteria and get something to eat. Oh, and she hands you your dormitory assignments. You guys are all kind of like in a kind of the same area, but it's a nice dorm. It's like small
We don't have
apartments.
to stay on campus, right?
Yeah, you kind of do.
What do you mean? Like all the time?
Yeah. Most of our watchers, at least for the first few months, yeah. We can get you guys set up with off-campus housing at some point, but you got to stay close to the academy if you're going to be a field agent.
Okay. Hmm. He just smiles.
Uh, so to the players, is there anything specifically that you're confused about? Just in case I have a huge blind spot here.
I just want to I'm looking at the schedule and I'm seeing obviously supernatural things there. So we are already hunters. We've been hunting. Like we know about some supernatural stuff. Correct? Right? This isn't my
Yeah,
first. Okay.
for the most part, you guys know about werewolves, vampires, and mages.
Okay.
Those are the big 3. And you have the additional understanding that, for the most part, werewolves and mages are not terrible. And vampires are pretty terrible. For the most part.
So I don't
we don't have,
see
like-
anything on a refresher for werewolves.
It was the first day, I thought.
First day.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So we don't have a particular creed that we were put into?
Oh, you get to choose that later. Oh, if I didn't explicitly say it, just so it's on stream, this module is designed to create your character sheet and your character background. So I'm trying not to do all of it at once. So for instance, during the welcome seminar with Jennifer Grieg, that's when we're going to be filling out most of our dots. And
Okay.
honestly, we probably can just skip to that because pretty sure, did I take breakfast out? Yeah, I took breakfast out. Well, no, we're going to leave breakfast in because this is a test. Let's figure it out. All right, so the next morning, breakfast is available in the cafeteria from 8 until 10. You guys can go down and do that. I don't have anything specific until the end of breakfast. So if anybody wants to ask any questions or do anything specific,
Do we get
now's the
our
time.
own separate rooms?
Yes, I am not going to be cruel and make you room with other people.
Good.
Oh, does anybody want to try and do anything weird overnight with their non-existent stats?
Oh, wait, so I can try and do something weird overnight?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, well, then I'm totally going to try and go out to one of the clubs and see what kind of security measures there are.
You are stopped at the door by a security guard.
What door? I would go out my window.
Are we underground?
Yeah.
No, you guys are in like a apartment style.
Yeah, I'd go out my
building.
window. It's got to be a way down.
Okay.
I'm a tree climber, you know.
How many dice do you have in Dex Athletics?
0.
Go ahead and roll it.
0.
Yeah, you're just kind of stuck there.
Wait, because I don't have attributes, I'm not able to do anything?
Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case, I can't do anything. So, no, I'm not going to do anything.
All right. So you guys show up at breakfast. Just kind of the flavor here is, and you would know this, most of the people that work on campus here are hunters. And you guys have additional insight into this. Most of the people that work in the odd jobs here on campus are people that are not capable of being watchers or capable of being in the field or capable of being there's kind of an academic aspect of the Hunter Academy. So the people doing the janitorial work, the cafeteria work, a lot of them have very noticeable either physical disabilities or in some cases mental disabilities. That's just a bit of flavor. There's not much else there. The thing that happens at the end of breakfast is the fire alarm goes off. So the first thing that I want you guys to do is fill out your attributes.
And what are the rules for Hunter for the attributes? Is it 753?
It is 643.
Yeah,
643. And the first dot we get is automatic, right?
Yep.
And then it's these numbers on
Yes.
top of that. Okay.
Yeah. And one of the reasons I had you guys choose your profession from before is to just kind of give you a little bit of a direction that you want to go on that.
All right, I now have my physical attributes and my social attributes and my mental attributes. Tribute. Atreides. Sorry. Making connections.
Okay. I did it.
Okay. So just for fun and to get it out of the way, first everybody roll me however many dots you have in wits, and then however many dots you have in dex, and tell me the total number of successes. Actually, you can just add them together
Okay.
because you don't have abilities yet. That's the next section.
I'm doing this wrong properly. Okay, hold on.
What was the difficulty?
Just a 6.
You said with some dex?
Just add your wits and dex and roll that number of dice.
Just
Damn it.
ignore my inability to roll anything.
So you're doing
In-
initiative because all you need is physical attribute and mental attribute in order to do for initiative. So I got 12.
Well, remember this is kind of an intro module, so I'm just getting people used to rolling dice.
Wait, did I do it wrong?
No, just
Alright.
we're doing initiative, so it's
No, you're
just
fine.
add your dex and your wits together
Oh.
and roll a d10, right? Or are we
Oh.
doing?
No, just add the number, or it's just the number of dice.
Oh, we are doing d6. Okay, so never mind. I'm failing here.
Wait a minute.
I rolled.
All right,
I rolled the 5 dice that I was supposed to, and I
Yep.
got 4 successes.
Okay. Did 10s equal 2 in Hunter? Do you want to do that?
That's what we're gonna do, yeah.
Okay.
So you're
And
at
ones
4,
just
I believe.
cancel out one of the success of the 10, like we normally
Correct.
do. Okay, so 4.
4. All right. Looks like Frankie got 2, and Tom got 1, 2, 3.
3.
All right. You guys are all fine. You were able to identify the sound and leave. As you leave out the very close doors to the outside, you see an older white gentleman in what kind of looks like safety gear. And you remember who this is. This is Arlen Castor. He's kind of in charge of safety around here. And in fact, if you look at your schedule, you will see that, let me see, what day is he on? You're going to be seeing him on day 2 for your safety refresher. And as stragglers start to come out, especially some of the cafeteria workers, he seems to have a very stern look on his face, and he starts to go talk to some of the stragglers. But now it is time for your meeting with Jennifer Grieg, who you will know is the person who took over the Hunter Academy after the death of Redmond Thatcher.
So is that just a fire drill? Just wondering.
Yeah, it was a fire drill.
Okay.
All right, so Jennifer Grieg is a middle-aged white woman. She shows up about 20 minutes late. So there's a room number on your schedule that isn't in the game. And you're there with it's about 16 people total, including the 4 of you. She gets there 20 minutes late. She has a large coffee cup and a bulging laptop bag. And she opens up a binder and goes through some pages before explaining the situation. That you guys are the first group of watchers to return to the academy. And you were chosen for a variety of reasons, including you're all single. You all have no family or are estranged. And you all wanted to return. And in addition to that, wherever you were currently stationed before you came back is still well covered by the watchers in the area. But now she gets serious and says, there's actually something we've been keeping from the watchers at large out there, and this is your classified briefing. There is a pact with the other supernaturals in Madison. It is called the Gehara Pact, and it is 15 years old. just recently, most of the hunters here have learned about it, but I'm telling you right now. The hunters have allied with the werewolves, the vampires, and the mages in Madison. Specifically, there is a large supernatural power source that is located at the capital. The other 3 supernatural groups have been keeping it hidden, along with wraiths, which we don't honestly know a lot about now, but apparently something happened to them, and we were approached 15 years ago, Redmond was, to shield that power source so that we can use it for our own gain. Now, I know this is shocking because allying with other supernatural groups, despite the fact that you know that we do to a certain extent, this is a lot more. So, does anybody have any thoughts on that or any questions?
We're still killing those things, though, if they're bad, right?
We kill supernaturals that threaten the safety of humans, yes.
I mean, all vampires are threatening the safety of humans, right?
That is a very complicated discussion that you can have with
HR.
with Lily Radich on day 3.
Cecilia looks around at all the other people in the room to gauge their reaction to that news.
There's a definite like a little bit of surprise. Yeah.
I don't really say anything. Allie doesn't really say anything. Again, she's still wearing her full jacket and sunglasses in there.
Oh,
But
there's all sorts of characters in this
yeah.
room.
But she like is kind of like listening to this Gehara Pact thing, and like you can kind of if Cecilia's looking, she's kind of like trying not to smile because in her mind she's just like Mortal Kombat tournament, and when they're like not Mortal Kombat tournament, she's kind of like for a split second visibly sad about that because that's one of her favorite movies. The old ones, not the one that just came out. And she's just like stoic, ready to go. Kind of mad that she didn't get to finish her like the most sugary cereal possible that they had at breakfast and her orange soda. So like, yeah. So but hey, fun stuff. That's how she's reacting to this.
Awesome. Tom, what do you think? Tom Masters, the construction worker.
Well, I think it's crazy, but I'll listen. I'll hear you all out. I'm just saying, I've never met a good vampire. Just take those fuckers, and then chop their head off.
Well, you might get a chance to meet one.
Shotgun to the face also works really well. Not to the body, to the face. Always to the face.
And Frankie, any thoughts?
A couple. Like, what's the nature? Who does what part? What's the extent of the threat that they're hiding it from? These are things will come, I feel like they'll come through in time.
Well,
is it
let's
a
see.
change recently, and that's why suddenly we're needing to help? What was that change? Stuff like that.
Oh, so as you might remember, Redmond Thatcher was imbued with the same powers that we have much earlier. But the vast majority, 99% of the hunters that currently exist were imbued after 1999. Whatever event caused that also wiped out whatever existed in what we currently understand to be called the Dark Umbra, or some sort of Shadowlands. Um, Now, you guys have taken the courses, so you know what a node is, and it's very similar to what the werewolves refer to as a cairn. Uh, there is something based somewhere in the vicinity of the capital here in Madison, Wisconsin, that is being referred to by the local mages as a supernode. The basic idea is if we do not shield this energy from the rest of the world and prevent them from knowing that it exists, Madison will be inundated with people trying to grasp that power. So the four factions of the Gehara Pact have gotten together and shielded that knowledge. So the mages shield it from the world at large. The vampires shield it from uh, other vampires, and the werewolves shield it from what we refer to as the Umbra, which you guys know about too. Um, but none of them had the power to shield it from the underworld, which apparently Redmond Thatcher figured out at the time. So he was the one kind of coordinating that. Oh, and I am now. My name is uh, Jennifer Grieg. I'm in charge now. I'm trying to remember my own lore here. Most of this
Nice
is
to
going to be
meet you.
written out in paragraphs in the actual module. Anyway, but now that we understand that, I am now going to drop on you the other thing. The world is getting more dangerous out there due to an entity known as the Nameless. It is currently engaging in a plan to possibly destroy all of existence. Your role in this conflict will be to help the Hunter Academy in whatever way is needed. If you cannot do that, you will be given the option to return to the field as a watcher. Of course, you could choose to leave as well, but you've all read the reports of what happens to the imbued who do not benefit from the Academy's resources. Does everybody agree?
That sounds like a threat.
Yeah, like
Mm,
one of the stories of what happened to him.
Got me intrigued now.
That I'm supposed to know.
you saw the people in the cafeteria.
Well, they go crazy, right? That's like the thing is that they like most hunters. One of the like end result is that they usually just go completely nuts, right?
Yeah, I struggle with how to put that into the module itself to explain to players of Hunter that the way this is supposed to go is you get imbued and you fight supernaturals until you go too crazy to fight supernaturals.
I mean, that's literally like the show Supernaturals.
Well, yeah, but those two guys are really down to earth and level headed. So,
Oh,
but they do
really?
meet a lot of they meet a lot of crazy hunters, I suppose.
That's a whole separate arc bit that we'll have later.
For as much as I know about Mage, I know the reverse of Hunter, and so if we're just talking about our characters, Allie is just ready to chew bubblegum and kick some ass. She doesn't have bubblegum, but she also appreciates that the Nameless has a like badass name kind of thing. Like she feels it's a worthy opponent. So she's ready to go. She's very proud of her green belt in karate. So she's like, she can do this.
Awesome. All right. So now is the part where we do all of our abilities. So this is going to be 11, 7, 4. And while you guys fill that out, I am just going to be AFK for about 3 minutes here.
Did anybody else close their sheet and Like now when they click on it, it's like a very faint white box.
Now I'm terrified to close it and test it out. Try
haven't
double
had that.
clicking on the box because I did when I went to edit. It did the same thing. So
Ah,
I just had a double
yes.
click.
Double click. Apparently, it was minimized in the least user-friendly fashion possible. Thank you.
Yeah, it like minimized into the background to the next realm.
Yes. What did Moto say that the numbers were?
7. It's on that sheet. 11, 7, and 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Debating on where to put that 11 versus the 7.
I don't know how useful I'm actually going to be.
I mean, we're fresh out the box. No one's very helpful right now.
That's true. That's true.
I will note that I have been running, so I've got 5-ish modules mostly written, and I've run my normal weekly group through them. And one of my friend's characters is nearly useless, and another person made a character that I had to immediately disqualify.
What?
Oh, you cannot put 5 dots in resources.
Okay.
That's a rule that I have to tell you.
Okay. That would have been great for my character, though. She's a lawyer. She's got like money.
Well, 5 dots is like millionaire.
Yeah,
And also,
much.
oh, if I didn't say it out loud before, this is a covert paramilitary situation here.
Can I ask? I mean, I know what the words empathy and intuition mean as words, but what do they mean game wise?
What I would say is empathy is the ability to understand other people's emotions,
Okay.
and intuition is pretty close to that.
So,
That's
does it matter which one, or are you going to nitpick later?
I don't think intuition would be that wouldn't be lie detection, right?
I mean,
Lie detection is subterfuge, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
subterfuge is the
It's
ability
lie.
to lie, not the ability to detect lies, which is why.
Yeah, but in D&D 5th edition, in the world it's created, everything is also its counter positive.
I mean, I could see that in other games. It's just
and in this game, there's no martial arts, so would that be brawl? For
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, brawl is just hand-to-hand fighting,
Okay.
and it's all hand-to-hand fighting.
I don't need to count on stream. Excuse me, I will mute.
All right, is anybody not done choosing dots?
Going over my dots one more
Yeah,
time.
hold on. I have.
And remember, we've got freebie points later.
Yeah, I have a 13.5 I have to see what I want to bump over.
What is the what's the numbers again? Sorry, I know what I want. I was looking up something.
1174.
1174.
I am all set.
Oh, you get 21 freebie points.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one does have dodge.
Does.
Yucky.
I am also in the process of trying to figure out any edits to the character sheets and also how experience works versus how you purchase the powers, which we will be getting to, I promise.
Are we allowed? What is the highest dot we could go up in something in this?
Let's keep it at 3 for now.
Okay.
And then you can use your freebie points. And then, so just to telegraph, maybe I should have done one of these first. Once you go to your recertifications, so let's see. So for example, the firearms certification, you will be getting 2 dots in firearms.
Okay.
And if you already have dots in firearms, I'm going to let you put them somewhere else.
Sweet. Take that off then.
Well, I definitely would have. Okay, so, and then 3 is the last one.
4. 1174.
1174.
Okay. I'm done.
All right.
All right, so I am done as well.
Same.
All right. So we just fast forward to the next day. I think it's the next day, right? I gotta look at the schedule. I wrote the schedule. No, it's an hour later. You guys find yourself in a classroom, and as you are entering the room, there's a group of people that you recognize as trainees. You guys were once trainees at some point in the past. They have a specific kind of jumpsuit that they wear. And as you come in, you see Natalia Romanenko, the Russian teacher of werewolf lore, etc. And she invites you to sit down. She says, "Well, welcome back to the academy. I assume you guys are all here for recertification or the refresher for werewolf." She goes over your most recent werewolf packet that you guys had to do out in the field because, of course, now it's probably online. 2015, yeah, it's probably online. She checks all your scores. But she wants to know from you guys, what are your personal experiences with werewolves? And it might be, uh, did you at some point have an encounter with a werewolf? Did you just encounter one as a watcher and you only saw it from far away? But if not required, but if anybody wants to come up with a story for a werewolf they encountered, you may do so now.
I got one. So,
Yes, Tom.
Yes. Yeah, so I was watching a group of thugs that seemed to be quite phenomenally strong and seemed to be, they were uh you know I thought that they might be supernatural, but actually they're just badass kids. And then they got into a fight with this big ass fucking furry black thing though that just ripped them apart, killed them all in like 10 seconds. It was ridiculous. The thing that moved faster than I could see, and it was horrible.
Ah, so you encountered a black spiral dancer in Kronos form, it sounds like.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Now, can we all remember why we can remember that? Another guy raises his hand. She's like, "Yes, because we don't forget the things that the sleepers do, because of our second sight." It's like, very good.
Oh, that's the reason why the guy went on. And all the other people that saw that went nuts. Didn't talk about it. Makes sense.
Yes.
Forgot about
now, can anybody remember what that response in Sleepers is called? The
dreaming?
Close.
Delirium?
The delirium, that's correct. Oh, I should be doing a Russian accent. I shouldn't. Should be using this opportunity. Anyway, so you guys, does anybody else want to come up with a story for an encounter with a werewolf?
I mean, do you want me to?
Yes.
So okay.
This is just to like give you guys some interesting backstory to play off in the future.
Okay, so I'll raise my hand and like again, completely like no emotion, and she'll describe how she was also watching, and she was stationed in like literally the middle of nowhere in these woods in Madison before she was in Pittsburgh, and she saw a werewolf run through the woods, and she followed it, and when it finally got to this clearing in this huge mansion in the middle of nowhere, it turned back into this lady who like was greeted by a butler outside their house, and she was like bitching about her stock prices. She said it was.
And you said this was near Madison?
Yeah.
You sure that wasn't a gangrel?
No, actually, out of character, it was a werewolf that I played in Frozen's game. It was a rich woman. So.
Oh yeah.
I shit you not. That is the character who walks into the fucking room right now. That is what I have written into the module. An older white woman walks in and very quietly sits down in the corner as you guys, as you are finishing that story. Actually, let's take the opportunity to roll something here. Perception. There's no memory thing.
You roll intuition.
It's a
like awareness. Like sometimes that's that can kind of be like
though.
a little.
Yeah, roll me perception awareness.
Okay. 2 and 4. Okay. Did it roll?
We're all supposed to do it?
It was just for Jenna.
Oh, just for Jenna. Never mind.
Oh,
just for.
Oh, it didn't roll.
Alan.
Okay. Sorry. I'm like, oh god. They're just. Oh, that's better though. Okay.
No, you rolled earlier. You rolled 60-10.
Oh.
Or am I wrong? No, you got like 5.
Okay. There's just stuff from Frankie and Tom, and I was like confused in the line.
You rolled, and then they rolled, and that's why I asked.
I think I muted the whoop thing, and I'm I'm doing this all on one screen and I keep minimizing my character sheet and making it hard to get back into, so I apologize. Yeah.
Anyway, as you are telling this story, the woman from your story walks into the room.
Yeah, so I go, "Oh, there she is. Right there. How's your stock?"
She looks confused.
Yeah.
And the woman in charge of the whole session, Natalia, says, shit, you weren't supposed to know that beforehand. Everybody, activate your second sight. And
I assume it's the
Natalia, now.
Wayne's World sound effect.
Actually, everybody can come up with their own version of how they activate their second sight. But in terms of your character sheet, let's all scroll down to conviction. Because conviction is like the gnosis of Hunter. And everybody go ahead and put 3 conviction. Actually, let me see. I'm actually on Allie's character sheet right now. Okay, yeah, so this is whichever one you click, it fills up the previous ones.
Starting conviction?
Yeah, so you're all at 3 right now. And we're gonna get into how conviction works, but it is a pain in the ass. So we're all at 3 right now. So I would like everybody to spend 1, so bring it down to 2.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, that very nice looking, or kindly looking older woman that came in just moments ago, who you just outed as a werewolf, slams the door shut and turns into Kronos form werewolf. Everybody go ahead and roll a willpower. Oh, and yeah, just roll your willpower where it is. You can spend freebie points to buy more willpower later.
I have 4. So it's a 10. I don't have it set up to count it as 2.
Yeah. As long as everybody got at least 1, which you did. You guys are fine. There is a Kronos form werewolf standing in front of you. Just kind of being real nonchalant as a Kronos werewolf can be. Just kind of looking around. And moments later, somebody else that was in the class goes fucking nuts. And that would be an intelligence occult.
Miss Phaedra already.
It's not gonna lie. I like legit bought one dot in occult. But this is a IT.
I got
Reroll.
1 success with my intelligence. I'll be smart.
Oh man.
Successes.
I do not have a cult.
3.
Also 3.
Just intelligence is fine.
Okay. Two successes.
All right. If you got a success, you know that guy who went crazy probably isn't a hunter. It's probably not imbued. And as you look around, Natalia Romanenko, the hunter who has been in charge of this session, gets out her cell phone, calls a number, says, "Hey, we've got a code 7 in here." Yeah, the werewolf room. Yep.
Is somebody who's
I raised my
faking
hand.
being a hunter?
I think I think Allie just points at him now and just goes, "Infiltrator!" Like, I did not buy etiquette or any social skills, so FYI for future
Natalia kind
games.
of waves you down, and she's like, "Oh, that's why this is in the first day, everybody. Yeah, there are enemies out there, and sometimes they send people in, so we just do the werewolf thing to them. And everybody, this is
Will he be
Natalia.
okay?
No, he will not, and that's the point.
Okay. Every fiber of me is like, you broke several laws.
But the hunter in you says, "Fuck the law."
Cool. I sit down.
All right. So I hadn't thought of this before, but everybody in your other traits down at the bottom, let's go ahead and put hunter lore. And you get 2 dots in that. And then because we just went through the werewolf section, you get werewolf lore, 1 dot.
But it's werewolf lore, not Guru lore, right?
Correct. We don't call them Guru here. They're werewolves. Oh, and it's 2 dots of hunter lore.
Oh,
Because I'm realizing now that I hadn't thought of hunter lore before.
How long does second sight last?
In the book, it just says for a scene.
Okay.
And
So it
in this
lasted for the session or the refresher, basically.
Yeah. And I'm going to be pretty liberal with it. Because conviction is kind of skimpy. But it's supposed to be in the natural, or the original intention of the hunter game is supposed to be, it's kind of a resource management thing.
Okay.
So
could we see that she was a werewolf before she changed when we turned our sight on?
when you turned your sight on, you would have been able to tell that she was not a normal human. But that is it.
And then what did the sight do when she changed into Krynos? That, like, did it help us or?
Well, so the way that I'm going to put this is, because you're hunters, you are immune to the delirium. That means that when you see a werewolf turn into Krynos form, or any form for that matter, you remember it and you don't go crazy. You still need to make a willpower roll to, like, not kind of freak out. But that's pretty much
Okay.
it.
Okay.
The thing about hunter, and I'm kind of playing around with this still, is if you haven't spent a conviction to activate your second sight, you are basically just a regular human. But I'm going to say if a werewolf turns into Krynos form in front of you, it triggers your second sight and basically forces you to spend a conviction.
And with our second sight, we would be able to notice that she was a werewolf even if she wasn't in Krynos form, right?
You would have been able to notice that she was not a normal human. There are very specific rules in Hunter that basically say second sight doesn't give you insight. It just says not normal human.
Oh. Well, that's why I probably killed a lot of innocent people.
Yeah, we've got a very long file on you, Tom Masters.
Murder.
So you must have been out there in the wild a long time before the Hunter Academy got to you.
Yeah, I would say that he probably got picked up by the academy and then redeployed. And I mean, he hasn't been killing lately. He's a watcher now, but he wants to go back to killing.
Yeah,
He's done that, and he murdered a lot of stupid, evil things.
So you've been a watcher for like 3 months.
Fucking serial killer.
Okay. Congratulations, everybody. You have completed the werewolf refresher course. You know the word Krynos, and that's it. Anyway,
And delirium. We know delirium
and
now.
delirium. Krynos and delirium. You got the two big ones.
And that they can change at will. I didn't know that. I just beat them over the head when they don't turn into a werewolf usually.
Sorry if I ruined the dramatic tension you were trying to.
No, that was absolutely perfect. Because like I wrote this module years ago, and Talia Wilford is fucking in that paragraph, and you were like, I saw a rich old lady turn into a werewolf or back from one.
Yeah, I had her be a real
definitely her.
estate and zero waste management mogul. So she is like, they're using Big Pen. She's gonna flip out. I'm just telling you that. She's just gonna assess the whole operation for her zero waste consulting firm. So sorry, that's how I played her. But that's so weird.
I'm not sure how much of an access you had to all the werewolf backstories, but I can't disagree with you, despite the fact that I wrote them. Anyway, we're going to fast forward to the next day because the next big thing that you guys are going to choose is your hunter powers. So we're going to fast forward to the obelisk. So you guys arrive outside a building that is roughly 40 feet by 60 feet, made of cinder block. There are no windows, only a single locked metal door on each wall. The building is officially known as Building 10, but was commonly known as the Boom House, due to the fact that hunters can activate their edges using the obelisk inside. It was always big news on campus when one of the advanced hunters activated a new edge, especially one of the violent ones, hence the Boom House. You were greeted outside the house by the man with the safety vest, Arlen Castor, and he ushers you inside. We would normally get you outfitted with your armor right now, but I'm going to skip that because I want to take a quick break. But while we're doing that, you guys get to look at the hunter powers, which are called edges, which is why it's called Edge Systems, because it's fun.
Yes,
I get it.
it's all coming
All right.
together
We're-
now.
So, normally, when you start a hunter character in this game, you get 3 dots in one of the virtues. We're not going to be taking a break for a second here because it takes a while to explain this. Okay, each hunter power is rated 1 through 5. Generally, when you are imbued, you exhibit one of the level 1 powers. And it's generally going to be the virtue that is most strong with you. One of the more the big ones are in the mercy virtue. There are 3 different sub sections, which are called creeds. It's innocence, martyrdom, and redemption. So we're on page 147.
The book.
God, every time I have to explain this, it is just a pain in the ass. So like for instance, the level 1 mercy innocence power. So this would be the innocence creed. The level 1 power is called hide, and you get to roll your wits plus mercy. And then in general, supernaturals can't see you. Basically like D&D invisibility. The one that I love the most is, let me find.
The thing I love the most
Zeal.
is the total virtue points required. Level 5, not available.
Yeah, I'm working on that. So in the zeal virtue, there are 3 different creeds there. Going through defense, judgment, and vengeance. And in the vengeance creed, the level 1 power is called cleave. And that allows you, in my version, to do aggravated damage to supernaturals. With melee weapons only. Got to keep that.
Yeah, it's one thing that's to note about Hunter is that Hunter only believes in lethal and bashing damage. They do not believe in aggravated damage in the base Hunter game. Doesn't say there's nothing about aggravated damage in Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter is supposed to be brutal, and I dislike that, so I changed it. But anyway, so normally you get 3 points in virtues. Because you guys are already trained at the academy, I'm going to say you have 5. So you have to distribute that into your mercy, vision, and zeal scores. And then you can buy powers up to those scores.
So we have to pick a creed first before we... or do you think that this will influence what creeds we can join? So
yeah, I want you guys to look at the powers and kind of figure out what creed you want from that. So the main thing is whichever creed you have, which is either... I'm sorry, the way they designed this is freaking stupid. Okay, so there's 7 creeds. 3 exist in the mercy, 3 exist in the zeal. Actually, look up on the White Wolf wiki about this. And then 1 in Vision, except they actually came out with source books for the other 2 in Vision. They're just not supposed to be available.
So
and in fact, they are not.
A zeal guy.
We're looking up creeds. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
If we're looking at the book, I do not have a link for the book, so I have no idea.
It was in the chat. It was in the chat earlier.
In the chat of the Roll20.
In the Roll20 chat.
Oh, okay.
So it should be at the top. But so I can do something like 4 in zeal and 1 in vision, right?
Correct. And then when you buy a power, so let's say you put all 5 into zeal. You can buy the level 1 zeal power, and that costs 1, so you'd put 1 in spent. The level 2 zeal power costs 2. So if you bought both of those, it would be 3 in spent. I do allow skipping powers. So, for instance, if you want to buy a level 1 power and then a level 3 power, that's fine.
Are there
but
multiple
right now
level 1 powers?
Yeah, so each creed
has
a level 1 power. You think this is complicated? Wait till we figure out how to actually use conviction.
But then there's powers. So I'm looking, and so there's the mercy, vision, zeal, and I'm sorry, I truly have been trying to pay attention. And then there's
this is going to take forever. It's
3.
That's why I fast forwarded.
3 categories under that, right?
Yeah.
And
so there's actually 9 creeds, 3 in each of the virtues.
Okay. So the virtues is the mercy, vision, and zeal.
Yeah. The main mechanic of that is a lot of the powers reference your mercy score, your vision score, and your zeal score as a dice pool.
Okay.
So that's the main thing there. So like for instance, the cleave power, which is why some of the lower level powers actually work really well. The system for cleave is roll dexterity plus brawl or melee to attack as normal. trying to find the part where it's adding the thing. And now I'm realizing maybe it doesn't. Oh, there it is. When conviction is invested in cleave, the extra dice are added to a single attack dice pool. Any subsequent successes are added to the damage dice pool. Okay, so that's how you... We'll get to risking conviction later.
Oh boy. Okay. I can't access my character sheet now. I am this person in the Zoom meeting. I apologize.
Try it again. I had it open on my computer, so I don't know if maybe that was effing with it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would say just reload the Roll20 page.
Okay. I'm gonna do the letter.
All right, so I have cleave, ward, and trail,
Okay, there we go.
which I believe that would make me a vengeance creed, right? I have the most amount in vengeance.
Yeah, so you would be what's known as an Avenger.
The creed is Avenger. Like that movie?
2015? Yeah.
I want to be a judge. So how do I do that? Because that has like a lot of stuff that I think is appropriate
Just
for
make sure
her.
that the highest power you have is a judge power.
Yeah, so it's so judge is in the zeal virtue.
So our scores, like mercy, vision, and zeal, are 5?
You get to
No,
spend up to 5 points.
Yeah, they add to 5.
Okay, so I need to make sure I have a high zeal score, but I can look at other ones and see if there's stuff that I like in there too.
Right, you just need to
Yeah.
make sure that the highest power you have is a judge's zeal power. So
Yeah.
if
And
you
in
get all level
fact-
1 powers, then it's not a problem. Or if you like what
Why
I did
don't-
is I had trail of 2, which is a level 2 power. That's, you know, so my level 2 power is the only one that I have is a zeal level 2 Avenger power. So
Yeah, and why don't we take a break while we do this? Because it's probably going to take us a while to read through a lot of these powers and all that stuff. And I
I'm
kind of want
done.
to take a break. So
Okay, then Frozen
Well,
can
I'm gonna-
help us.
I'm going to take a just under 10 minutes. But if you guys want to stay on stream, that's good with me. I'll be listening.
And for the podcast version, we can always cut out any major long silences. Those are easy to cut out.
Okay. I know this for sure. I'm not digging anything in the vision creeds. Like, I don't want to be a foreseer. I don't want to astral project. I think it's too complicated for me right now. I basically want to be Sailor Moon meets Samurai. How do I do that? I think the most is Zeal, right? I think
Zeal is going to be a good one. And what I would suggest is there's a couple different things that you can do with Zeal. But one of them is like Cleave is that's like highly suggested for everybody to take a level of Cleave because it just lets you make aggravated weapons basically in our system.
I am useless in melee, like 100% useless in melee. So I might focus on a different one.
And then
I'm gonna have.
I have
that's one in melee,
weapons, so it's only
but I
melee.
have I have martial arts.
But defense is really awesome with like level 1 is ward, which basically you roll stamina plus zeal difficulty 6. When you activate this power, the number of successes achieved must exceed the stamina roll for each monster to approach your character. So the monsters all have to roll stamina and equal or beat, I believe, your stamina. Exceed. Yeah. Be exceeded in a stamina roll. So they have to beat the number of successes that you roll. The distance that the creature is held at bay is 1 yard in radius for each point of zeal for your character. So it makes it so that they can't do physical combat toward, or melee or brawling combat towards you.
It would be huge if you getting charged down by a black spiral or some shit. Although they have a crazy high stamina.
So, and then you have like faster healing rate at level 2. And so that's the defenders. Judgment is pretty... So definitely the one that you're going to want to get is probably level 1 and level 2 Judgment, just to be so that that's your creed. Which is Discern. This power typically uses 1 or 2 circumstances when the character tries to identify a supernatural creature, when she tries to see a dark or otherwise is blinded. So you can just see in the dark or be blind and still be able to see, basically, or try and discern if somebody's or what their supernatural actually is.
Oh, what's that one? Because she wears sunglasses all the time. What's that?
Oh yeah, Discern.
Where's that?
So that is page 160, and it is a zeal defend or judgment power. So that'll give you. And the second level of that is burden. So if you don't have to take the second level, but you can, and that would be your character glares at a creature. The storyteller's discretion whether multiple targets standing close enough to each other can be captured by one look. Roll stamina plus zeal. The difficulty for an individual creature is stamina plus 3. One roll is always made to immobilize a group. Use the highest stamina for the group. If the roll fails, none of the creatures are affected. Each success you get, the enemy is stuck for 1 turn. If your character takes their eyes off the target during that time, the spell is broken. The edge does not work on human beings and not even victims of paranormal creatures. However, people who have been changed into somewhat supernatural entities, given powers or unnatural gifts, can be targeted normally. This person possessed by spirit can be liberated. While burdened, your character can keep his eyes on it. He can attack it or otherwise interact with it, but attacking anything else frees the being. He can attack it. So you can attack the person even though they're paralyzed.
And that's because I'm looking at the wiki. I'm sorry. And what was that one called again?
Burden.
Okay. What is everybody else taking? Because I can go a couple different ways. I don't want us to kind of all be like the same thing, I guess.
Well, I'm taking definitely cleave, ward, trail, and hide. So cleave allows me to make a melee weapon, aggravated damage. Ward allows me to do that, like keep the way from me. Trail allows me to like touch a supernatural creature, and I can follow it with this like smoke trail that only I can see.
Okay.
And then
So-
hide allows me, hide from supernaturals.
Because I'm an insurance claims investigator. I'm also like an awkwardly confident, like, pop culture person. So, I just put concept. She considers herself human of mystery. So like she kind of wants to be this like Sailor Moon ninja kind of thing. But I was thinking like if we can only get up to like we can only do like a level 1 and a level 2, right?
You could do a level 1 and a level 4, technically, the way that he
So,
has. everything else
So-
up. If you put all 5 points in Zeal, you could do level 1 and a level 4. Level 5, you'd have to probably
Okay.
talk to him
So-
about, but those are usually restricted. But I
I
would
can
say
get a level
level
1
3
and
is
a level
probably,
4.
or you get like a
Mhm.
level 2 and a level 3.
What Celia, what are you doing? What
I'm
are
gonna do
cuz
Pierce. Basically,
Okay.
I can discern lies.
Okay.
And I don't know what I want to do for my level 1. I'm looking. Maybe Ward?
I was looking at that one too.
Well, you can keep that one because, like, what do I want to do?
I feel like I need discern. I think that's what helped me with my job, kind of the hyper alertness, and I also have a very high investigate skill, so I think it's like and I want to wear glasses to look cool. So I think I need discern like 100%. So I'm just going to write that down.
How do you know if it costs conviction to use?
It'll be in the system section.
Okay, it will be in there.
Generally, the level 1 and 2 powers don't require you to spend conviction to activate, but most of the level 4 powers do.
Okay, I'm not going anything that high. All right, I think I have mine completed.
Also, keep in mind that when you were imbued, you generally, when you were imbued, instinctually activated a level 1 power. So I haven't asked you guys yet what your imbuing was. I think I got that written in somewhere in the module. But keep that in mind. Like, which power did you instinctually activate when you were imbued?
Mine's going to be discern. I have like a whole story.
Mine
right
was
now.
Bluster.
Or actually, no, it'd have to be the one that your creed, right? So it'd have to be a specific one if you want a specific creed.
Have we got to creed yet?
So mine would be cleave. Kinda based upon the powers that you're picking.
I'm not putting a lot of emphasis on creed yet.
Are we supposed to only have one?
Yeah, generally.
Not one power, but one creed. You can use the other creed's powers.
Yes, you can.
Because I have a whole bunch of level 1s right now.
Yeah, and then in general, whatever creed you're part of, that whatever virtue it's subsequently part of, your score in that virtue is supposed to be the highest one at all times. Although I gotta say, if you decide at some point to change creeds, I'm not gonna have a huge problem with that. It's kind of like multi-classing.
So we
All
just
right, I'm
pick.
sure it'll come more clear as we move on.
Do we have to like pick one? Like we can have one in each thing. Okay, sorry. So if I pick Zeal, because I really like Discern, but like maybe I like something else in Avenger, that's multi-classing, or is multi-classing picking stuff from like Mercy or something?
Yeah, multi-classing would be going into other virtues.
Okay.
Well, no, because Zeal is 3 different creeds. You're supposed to choose one creed. You know what? Don't worry about it.
Okay, I just want to know how jumpy can we be? Like, I think I only really like Zeal. I like the 3 in there kind of thing.
I grabbed Bluster, which is from the Mercy section. But the one that I'm probably going to be leaning the most heavy on is Pierce, which is what's it, Zeal? No, it's not. Yeah, it's in Zeal. So I don't know. Because
I
I'm
took,
leaning more towards judgment than mercy.
I put 1 into vision and 4 into mercy, and I have 3 mercy powers and 1 vision power.
I mean, I can change my like 2-sentence backstory slightly because I am like having PTSD from Frozen's game and being attacked by Werewolf Claw and really liking the protect power.
Oh shit, where is that? Is that in the book?
I'm
or
looking
is
at
it in one of your
the
other
wiki. I'm
books?
sorry. I didn't bother looking at the book.
So
I
let's just
cannot
go over
take
that
it.
real quick.
I cannot take
Um,
it. I cannot take it if you don't want me to.
You can take it. We'll just have to find the system for it, because in general, I'm mostly looking at the main source book for the powers, but they published a creed book for each of the creeds, and each of the creed books have 5 more powers. So that's fun.
Is that one of them?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's which power is it again?
In the wiki, it is Defender level 4. It's near Champion.
Okay, so in the main book is just champion, and then in the defender book that'll be in there. Yeah, let me just go grab it.
So, Frozen, are you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, so here's my question. Can I have Defender and Judge stuff, or should I just stick to one?
You can have defender and judge stuff. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, like I have Cleave is from the Avengers and Ward is from the Defender.
Okay.
Trail is my Avenger, and Hide I have from the and you can also go into other things, if I have 1 point in vision so that I can have Hide. Or no, is that Mercy actually? I think I have that Mercy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say at this point
It is
your creed is more of a role playing thing.
That's the when it's 3, or is that the 9? No, that's like Defender, Avenger, Judgment.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get this.
It's a lot of words.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunter is like trying to learn a completely new D&D,
Yeah.
because these are basically spells, and there's actually a lot of them. Oh, I'm working on a document that has all of them to be put out on the Storyteller's Vault.
Yay.
I have to learn InDesign. It's gonna be fun.
I got a friend who knows it if you need stuff, so it's fine.
I'll
Or
figure
need
it out
help.
eventually.
Or need help.
I might take you up on that. Anyway, does everybody have at least a few powers?
2.
I picked 2 that I like. Yes.
I might add another one later when I'm spending my points.
I have powers.
Okay. Now, so I read you that thing about the obelisk earlier. So right now you are in a room with it's basically shaped like the Washington Monument, the exact thing you would expect when somebody says an obelisk, about 8 feet tall, and it's made of some sort of shiny black onyx type material. And Arlen Caster says, "Okay, go ahead and use your powers on this." So now is the time where we learn how to use hunter powers. So who would like to go first?
I guess I will pull out my knife and like jab into the obelisk, activating cleave.
So cleave is the Zeal Vengeance level 1 power. So let's go ahead and read the system real quick. Roll dexterity plus brawl or melee to attack as normal. An existing weapon that's empowered inflicts an additional +2 damage. All damage is also aggravated. I'm changing that from lethal. No matter what is normally appropriate to the item used. A spontaneously manifested weapon. Oh. In the non-system part of cleave, when you use cleave, you can spontaneously manifest a glowing weapon.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm gonna manifest a sledgehammer. Like wham!
Okay.
That way it looks even cooler.
Okay. So go ahead and roll dexterity plus melee because you're using a sledgehammer.
I rolled a. Wait, that's correct. No, wait. Why do I only have? No, I should have 4 dice. Why does that? Never mind. I don't know how to scroll down. So yes, 3 successes. There we go.
Okay. So it does strength plus 2. So I believe that is 1 success to hit. And then you add the 2. So it's strength plus 2 plus successes minus 1. So what is your strength?
My strength is 4.
Okay, so 6 plus 2 from your successes.
All right, so that would be 8. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
8. Whew.
Oh, wow. This sucks.
I see 0 successes in the end.
Well, that's appropriate because, as you already know, because you trained here previously, uh, the obelisk cannot be destroyed or even damaged whatsoever. So you activate cleave and you smash into it. Uh, you manifested a sledgehammer, right?
Yes.
Okay. It actually kind of whiffs through it, and then there's just a bong, and you can't even see any kind of like mechanism that does this, but just the word cleave just shows up for a minute on the obelisk. Just goes bong. The word cleave.
Leave.
All right. Good job, Tom. All right. Who wants to go next?
Hey, Tom, you should try to hit that again, and I'm going to try to interrupt you.
Will that work?
Arlen Caster goes, no, but
No, it
try it
won't.
anyway. Yeah, try it.
Okay.
So Tom, go ahead and try and hit it again. And
All right.
then Frankie, you are, I assume you're trying to use bluster?
Yeah, so I'm going to yell, wait, as right as he's going to swing. That's Wits and Mercy. Um,
So Tom got 1 success to hit.
And I had
And-
5 to halt the attack.
Okay. Now, let me go back here.
I'm pretty sure it says right in the thing, though, that it doesn't work on hunters.
And it has to be an attack on another person.
I assume the obelisk counts as
Oh.
a person for the purposes of...
Yeah, the obelisk takes care of that.
Okay.
Didn't say anything. Damage or attack. Only risk anything individuals undertake. Can protect your hunter or another person from being run down with a car. Driver is clearless.
Oh, this is a defense. So this is something I would use to stop like him attacking me more like regularly.
Yeah, so this is used as a reaction.
Yeah, because it's part of the defense mechanism, defense maneuvers. It's a 4th version of that. Dodge. So I couldn't use bluster and dodge in the same turn.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Is
We'll
what
have
I'm
to figure that
reading.
out.
Yeah. Have to head to 192. But
It's a good ability if someone else other than you are being attacked, you could stop that attack.
yeah, that's kind of the way I view it being used.
Yeah.
Um,
So one thing that's interesting about bluster is that it does not cost any conviction. So when I actually ran a combat at Gen Con one year, I inadvertently gave like 4 out of the 10 characters bluster. And when there's no cost to using it, they literally just stand in the background, and anytime a bad guy tries to hit any hunter, all 4 of them go, stop!
yeah. Well, I'm a scrawny dude. I expect to stand at the back and be like, no, wait, hold up. Yeah.
So I'm
Yep.
actually not finding anything in the wording of bluster that says you can't use it on other hunters, but in general, your powers do not work on regular humans or other hunters. So I'm going to say it doesn't work. But the obelisk does go bong, cleave, bong, bluster. So it did register that you tried to do it.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna hide in my shame.
Are you going to activate the hide power?
Yeah.
Bong, hide. Everybody can still see you
Okay.
because it doesn't work on anybody in this room.
Feel like it's Venture Brothers with like the 12-foot tall alien that came to like view Earth, and he just kept going, "Ignore me!" Do you just like shout, "Ignore me," all the time?
The obelisk just snitched on you trying to hide.
Ignore me! My humor is quite strange. So continue.
Once it goes bong hide, I immediately just stand back up and like try to like how a cat when he falls they just play it off cool. I just casually like take a couple of steps away.
Trying to think if everybody had their second sight on, would they be able to tell that you were trying to hide?
I mean,
I don't
the
think
obelisk
so.
just blurted that out. Granted, I don't think we would have known he was the one who activated it.
Well, he crouched when he
probably
did
not.
it. He like crouched down and then just stood back up. Like, oh
Yeah, that's
walked
the
over
thing
here.
about hide is like you don't actually have to hide.
Well, it just feels better though if you do.
Yeah,
you get you know that the '90s like I'm sneaking through a building run where you kind of half crouch down.
Solid Snake style.
Yes, yeah. That's so that's I don't have to do that to hide, but I feel better if I do.
Yeah. So at the end of the hide power, standing, talking lowly, and walking slowly do not attract unwanted attention. So theoretically, you could walk through a room full of vampires if you had the hide power activated, although they do get a perception alertness roll to detect your presence.
Yeah, yeah. So,
All
but
right. Allie and Cecilia Justice.
So I'm guessing any ability that is triggered, the thing will probably know that you've triggered it. So,
Yes.
just in case, I take off my jacket, in case I vomit, because I'm going to activate Pierce. Um, should I describe what that is, or are you going to describe it?
You go ahead and describe it while I find it in the book.
I will do that.
All right, I found it. Do you want me to do
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
I'll just read the whole damn thing. A character with this edge is a human lie detector. When she hears a falsehood, she typically experiences a distinct and very unpleasant sensation. Feeling is different for each hunter. Some perceive it as a foul smell, etc., and so on. Pierce operates for a full scene at the cost of 1 conviction. When a lie is told in your character's presence, the storyteller rolls dice equal to your character's perception plus zeal, difficulty 6. If the power is successful and the statement is a lie, falsehood is detected. Holy shit, this is going to be difficult to deal with. No matter how skilled the liar. Oh, god damn it. Can't have characters
Found
lie in
my
your presence.
paladin.
Okay.
I didn't hide there.
All
I'm
right.
not sure where that came from.
So, Cecilia, go ahead and spend a conviction. So just bring your conviction down to 1. Oh, wait, it's a new day. So everybody's conviction got back up to 3 because you generate up to 3 by sleeping. So it's
So
kind
every
of like
day
willpower.
you start with a minimum of 3.
Yes. Well, no. So, you generate a new one every day, but it maxes out at 3 with sleep. Does that make sense?
So, like, if you go below 3, you can get up to 3 again if you sleep.
Yeah, but it's only 1 per day.
Yeah.
How do you get more?
Oh, we're getting there. That's the next part.
Okay, what happens if you run out?
You
Is
get
that
really,
also
really depressed.
okay? All right, all right. Moving on. Let's see these powers.
Okay. So you have you spent a conviction to activate Pierce. So the obelisk goes bong, Pierce. Arlen Caster, the guy that's kind of the dude running you through this exercise, looks at it and says, "I'm the Queen of England." He seems annoyed. Let's see. So, it's totally good.
You did it that on purpose.
All right. What is your zeal score and your perception score? I am looking at this right now. I can see that 4 and 2. And log roll. Uh,
It's not. Dang it.
Very fun.
D10.
You can like the second he says, "I am the Queen of England," you just get this like whiff of smoke in your nose, and you know he is lying.
Okay. Obviously, a lie. Thank you for your cooperation, though.
It's like, Pierce, really? It's gonna be so hard
It's good for
for people
work.
to deal with.
As I shake off my nausea and put my suit back on.
Wait, what the hell is this? Visions of the past? Is there a visions of the past part of this?
What are you talking about? Are
In the
you still
second part of
reading?
the system, it says to gain visions of the past, the judge must touch the being concerned. Where's this? Your character develops a specialized form of post-cognition, the ability to share a subject's memories of the past. What the hell? Why is that in the lie detecting power?
What?
Specifically, if your character touches a person who has had an encounter with a supernatural being, she has a vision of that person's most recent encounter. If your character touches a supernatural creature, she receives the visions of the creature's past, either looking back on its encounters with a certain object, person, or place, or casting back to a specific short period of time.
Out of here. I just
I
like the
did
lie
not
detection part.
I did
This
not
is
know that was
great.
part of it. That's fun. Okay. We're gonna skip that one for now. And I am going to reevaluate my allowance of using that power at all. Um, let's go to Allie and have her
I
activate
have
a power.
I have no booms. I have all passive powers.
No, that's fine. The obelisk knows. Pierce was a passive power.
Okay.
Mine are all reactions too.
What
just
one do you
like-
think you're going to use the most? Let's test it out.
I guess like every day, like if there's no supernatural around, then just discern.
Okay, let's see here. It's in this direction. It isn't, is it?
Oh my god, I cannot be blinded even if their eyes are closed, torn out, or in utter darkness. I like that line.
Yeah, discern is a pain in my ass.
Oh no, Mike, I can pick something else. Roboto, I can pick
Oh no,
something
no,
else.
it is definitely something you should have.
I
It's just
purposely stayed away from the like astral projection, all the future foreseeing stuff. I was like, as a GM, I do not want an oracle in my group, so I was just trying to be cool.
I'm
No,
on the path
discern.
for that.
Yeah, discern is absolutely a power you guys should have. All right, so for the system of discern, the power is typically used under one of two circumstances: when your character tries to identify a supernatural creature, or when she tries to see in the dark, or when otherwise blind. In either case, roll perception plus zeal, usually against a difficulty of 6. So go ahead and roll your perception plus zeal. It looks like your zeal score is 5. And your perception is 4. Holy shit.
Boom! I made one thing really good. So
All right. The effects of discern last for 10 minutes for each success. So I believe that's what just happened.
9. Wait a minute. No, I just pressed
Oh, you're
buttons.
still rolling. I was like, what the hell's going on?
I went to the dice roller. Did it work?
Yeah.
9 dice?
Okay, so
Did I get like probably 2 successes on 9 dice, knowing me? All right, no, 1,
you
2,
got 3.
3.
Okay, so for the next 30 minutes, discern exposes the features that identify those creatures. That which does not breathe might be the walking dead. A brutish person with rapid breathing might be a shape changer. A newly dead spirit has now obvious death marks. A bloodsucker's pawn could have abnormally bulging veins and pallid skin. Assuming a judge knows what kind of creature such details apply to, she can coordinate with an appropriate attack or defense. All right. So the obelisk goes boom, discern. Trying to come up with an appropriate supernatural creature that might be around. Didn't have one in mind. So
Let's have the
Jesse's
werewolf lady
meow.
walk.
Yes.
The werewolf lady walk past again. I think I
No.
already know that one without a superpower, though.
Yeah. Jesse's Meowth, you ran vampire for Gen Con. What vampire might be around that could appear at this moment? Who is allied with the Hunter Academy?
What was Timothy's character's name?
The kid, is it?
It's the kid. You know it's the kid.
Oh, God damn, I hate that guy.
I did too. I hated him. But you know he had his hands in it because he needed the research.
Okay, yes. All right, so once the obelisk says discern, Arlen Caster looks at it and he's like, okay. Gets on his walkie. He's like, yeah, you can come in. Yeah, they did discern. Yeah, just cut. Yeah, just come in. Okay.
I discerned
And a
that
few
he
seconds later,
sounded a bit judgy from my power choice.
he wasn't expecting it.
Discern 1. Yeah. So go ahead.
So a kid walks in and yeah, there's no roll after that. So a kid walks in and you can tell that he is extremely old and is a vampire. So we're gonna go with that.
I'll just be like, that child does not breathe and or emit heat. Clearly, he does not need medical attention, so as he is a supernatural that we need to be concerned about. So she will state it that way.
Great. Thank you for adding those details because my brain is all over the place because Hunter powers.
Oh man,
Freaking me
that
out.
whole explanation that you were
Yeah.
no. 1,000 times harder than Spheres. 1,000 times harder than Spheres. So yeah.
It's a complicated way to categorize D&D spells. And they put it into this game. And I'm trying to make it better. I just need some time. Anyway, so now we get to learn about wagering conviction points. So let's go back to Tom Masters. Are you there, Tom?
We have a mini game in this game.
You are going to demonstrate to us how to wager conviction on a cleave roll.
Oh, do I get that to my attack then?
Oh, shit. Never mind.
'Cause
You
cleave, I
can
don't-
spend conviction to add extra dice to a single attack dice pool. That's it. So you can't wager
with
conviction. That sucks. Or wait.
But I do have
Yeah, what do you have?
the one that keeps things away from me. So if the obelisk moves, I can stop it from moving towards me.
Which
Ward.
one is that? Ward. All right. So ward. Whether through sheer determination, monster's fear, or some invisible barrier, defender can keep supernatural creatures at bay. Wait, so you keep them away, not close.
Right, keep them away from me.
Okay. They cannot approach her unless she allows it, or their will is stronger than hers. A character using ward sees and feels a crackling energy radiate from her body. Creatures making contact with her aura spark a static charge. No damage is done, but monsters' limits of approach are demarcated. So you roll stamina plus zeal, difficulty 6. So we'll start with that. But then, so let's just say you have 3 conviction. You can wager conviction on that roll.
Oh, shoot, that's right. So I get to wager conviction. So I'm going to wager 2 points of conviction. And I'd get 2 more dice then, right?
Correct. Now, I have to, because we're actually doing it now, I have to look it up. Because I can't remember if failure or only botching. It's a thing. But go ahead and roll.
All right, so what's the difficulty? I believe difficulty is based on the... No, is it just 6? Just 6. So
just 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes. And then I believe they need to make a stamina roll, difficulty of 6, and for every success that they get, they have to exceed the number of successes that I rolled.
Well, the obelisk goes bong, ward.
Oh yeah, we don't actually get the Z or the conviction for doing it to the thing though, right? So we're gambling, but we're not actually going to get stuff out of it. Is that correct?
Trainers, edge names. I'm trying to find the the thing about how to gain conviction.
It's through gambling. Doing what we're doing right now. Pretty sure.
Yeah, well, it's the same problem with every effing gaming book ever. It's rolled out or it's laid out wrong. And in the index is
Total
terribly
crap.
small.
Yeah.
Yeah, like conviction 132. Okay, let me go to the page. Nope, it's not there. Wagering conviction? Wagering's not in there. It's in the rules section, I know that. What's another word for wagering?
Gamble?
Difficulty. There's gambling. Oh shit, I think that's it. Nope, that's not in the index either.
Okay, so isn't it just in conviction
Okay.
section?
Once per scene, it's on page 171 of the book, so I don't know what that's in the PDF, but it should be close. Once per scene, and we're not doing that.
Yeah, here we go. I see it.
However many times you want to do it. You may risk any or all of your character's conviction points, thus adding a number of dice to a dice pool equal to the number of conviction points you wager. The limitation here is that conviction is spent to increase dice pools when a hunter edges are used. Conviction cannot be used like willpower to gain an automatic success, nor does it add an extra dice to mundane actions such as jumping, researching, driving, or shooting. Conviction can be used to increase edge dice pools only.
What?
For a more detailed explanation, see page 132. Shit.
Classic
132.
classic turn to like 20 pages further into the book.
Actually, it's 20 pages, like 30 pages back.
Yeah.
Then you'll just reference a prose paragraph about
Mhm.
what you just read.
Consequences of gaining virtues and edges. You gain 3 virtue points. Oh, never mind. Virtues. That's not what we're looking for. Spending unused virtue points. Multiple virtues. What?
I hate to break the concentration. How long are we staying on this?
Yeah, we do have a 5-minute warning coming up.
I figured we'd finish at 10 tonight and then continue next week. Most of tonight is figuring out the hunter powers and how to use conviction.
Nice.
As we are learning right now.
As we are learning.
That being said, maybe we should just start next time.
I see risking
with a-
conviction on page 137. So maybe it's talking about that.
Yeah, did they get the wrong page number on that?
Yep.
It's...
There it is. Oh, risking. Wait, let me check the.
No, and it says successful gambles is one of the like
Conviction points can be gambled to achieve increased success.
Yeah.
When using edges.
Okay. So risking conviction is in the index.
Ooh, risking.
Not wagering or gambling, which they use interchangeably elsewhere. But anyway, I think maybe we'll just start with that next time.
I think that's good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Awesome.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed your first of many introductions to the Hunter Academy.
Yeah, I'm excited to get out there and murder supernaturals. I just want to murder Murder, murder, murder.
I gotta say I feel I have a better grasp on the edge system now.
Yeah, it's not a great system, but it's there.
It's one of those. I feel like if you knew it inside and out, it would really work well. Like you know how to build a character for edges. I can see it. It's just very
it's there. It's
complicated.
It feels like THACO.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
early Dungeons and Dragons, where it was way too complicated, but also it needed to be at the time.
All right, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and close out the stream here.
All right.
Thank
Good
you
night,
all.
everybody.
Peeps.
Later, everyone.
Bye.